Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have yet another battle against the one, the only, the infamous JoeyFontaine, an individual who needs no introduction, but we've battled him countless times over the years. I think this is actually going to be our 9th match here on Scarlet and Violet, so we'll go ahead and get the match on its way here. And so, yeah, we agreed to do sort of a mid-tier matchup here. And so, yeah, looking at his team, looks to be pretty powerful, pretty well balanced as per the usual. He always brings some pretty powerhouse teams to battle. And so, looking at my team, it is going to be the same one I've been using the past couple of games here, the Overquill team, sort of a rain team as well. So, yeah, what do I want to lead with in this one? I think we actually want to go for the... This is a tough one. I think we want to go for the Vikavolt in this one. Seems like a decent idea. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. Alright, so let's see what Joey has in store for us this time. So he is going to lead with the Zapdos as we led with the Vikavolt. So that's actually pretty good for us. He does not have an electric immunity on his team, so we can pretty freely just go for an electric attack here. I kind of want to just go for the Volt Switch, as much as I would kind of like to get Sticky Web up. I feel like getting the momentum would be more beneficial at this stage, so we're just going to go straight for the Volt Switch here, not going to overthink it. He does just U-turn, does do some decent chip damage to us, and he does get the pivot. So the good news about this is because he pivoted first, we are going to get to choose the matchup against him, which is good. So we'll see what he wants to come in with to face the Vikavolt here. He does have a number of good options. But it is going to be the Deoxys defense, that is. So that thing comes in. It's got the pressure coming into play. We do go for the Volt Switch, of course, so we get some decent chip damage on that thing and then the pivot out. So the only bad thing about this is the thing we would really like to face the Deoxys defense is actually the Vikavolt, but obviously we just pivoted out with that. So I think what we want to do in this situation is we actually want to just go ahead and come in with our Politoed, because we want to get the rain up, because we obviously have a lot of Pokemon that benefit from said rain. So we're going to come in with that. We are going to get the Drizzle to make it rain, of course, and looks like he is going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I think what we want to do in this situation, he does have switches to the Politoed, obviously, quite a few. But I think we're just going to play it safe and go for a rain-boosted Surf here. This thing could easily just start setting up hazards of sorts, so we're just going to go for the rain-boosted Surf here. If he switches out into something that takes it, that's is what it is. As he does go for the Stealth Rock, getting the entry hazard up on us, which is not the best, but it is what it is, as we do go for the Surf. Rain-boosted, going to do quite a lot of damage to that thing, knocking it down below half, which is nice. And then he is going to get some more HP back with the leftovers. So we're in an interesting situation here because I don't know if the next Surf would be enough to take him out or not, and he probably won't want to take that chance, so he's probably going to want to switch into something to take the Surf, if I had to guess. So we could try to hit something. Now the only question is, what would he come in with? We could try to catch something with an Ice Beam. If he does stay in, I don't think Ice Beam is enough to take him out. Alternatively, we could just switch into Forretress and try to get rid of the rocks, which I kind of want to do, because I don't really want Stealth Rock up for this game, obviously. So I kind of want to do that. So I think we'll just do that. We'll just switch into Forretress and see what he wants to do. He actually does just go for the switch. So what does he switch in with here? It is going to be, what is that? That is the Volcanion, which is pretty much worst case scenario. So he was probably looking for the Water Absorb there. So yeah, that definitely didn't work out for us as we come in with the Forretress. We take the Stealth Rock damage. and then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So he could easily fire off a fire move now, despite the fact that the rain does weaken the power of the fire type attacks. Unfortunately, we are X4 weak to fire, and we have very bad special defense on the Forretress, so that is not a move that I want to make. So he could also, he does have a number of options here. I feel like our best option is probably just to come in with the Kingdra. We could alternatively come in with Politoed. Either of those seem okay. I kind of want to just come in with Kingdra. So yeah, we'll just switch into Kingdra. We do have X4 resistances to both this thing's stab moves. So even if he tries to go for the water move and plays it safe, we shouldn't take too much damage from it, even if it is rain boosted. So we'll come in with Kingdra, and we take the Stealth Rock damage here, as he does go for the Steam Eruption, so he goes for the water move instead. Does actually a ton of damage to us with a critical hit, that's why. So that's really unfortunate. So yeah, the crit really mattered there. So that's that really sucks. So yeah, what can I say except that really sucks. So I guess all we can do here is we could go for the Draco Meteor. I don't think anything else we go for would KO this thing, and Draco Meteor might not even. So yeah, I think our best course of action is to Draco, so that's what we're going to do. We know we outspeed because of the Swift Swim, but he actually is going to go for the switch here. And what is he going to want to come in with? It is going to be the Goodra. So he comes in with the Hisuian Goodra here as we go for the Draco Meteor. It is max special attack choice specs, and even so, does not do all that much damage to this thing, unfortunately. So we do take a harsh special attack drop there as well, which is not great. And now we definitely have to switch out against this thing. I feel like we really want to try to get the hazards off the field here. So I kind of want to come in with the Forretress. But this thing could also carry fire moves, and we don't know what set it is. So this is going to be a little bit of a dangerous turn for us one way or the other. We can't stay in with Kingdra, or we will lose Kingdra. So what do we want to come in with here? I don't know. How many turns of rain do we have left? We still have 3 turns of rain. Kind of want to do Rhydon. We don't really seem like we have a great option here. Let's do Forretress. Let's do Forretress anyway. He could be, let's see what, I guess we don't have enough information about what set he is to really make a great switch here, but we'll come in with Forretress, we take the Stealth Rock damage, and he does Flash Cannon, okay, so he's a special set. That still does quite a bit of damage, actually, unfortunately. Then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So, we're in a bit of a bind here. As much as I want to Rapid Spin, he does have a switch for that as well. He probably is packing the fire move, if I had to guess, just based on the fact that he seems to be a special set because he has Flash Cannon. So we could try to double switch him here to play a bit of a mind game with him. We could, that's an option. How do we want to play this? I don't think we could take a fire move. I think we want to try to scout the fire move because I don't want to lose Forretress like this, because if we do, we could be in trouble. He doesn't appear to be the Iron Defense set. So let's switch in. We're going to go ahead and switch in with Politoed to try and bait the fire move, essentially, or at least scout for it anyway. So we'll come in with Politoed and see where that gets us. We are going to take some Stealth Rock damage here, and he is going to go for the Flamethrower. Okay, so he did have the fire move on deck. Does virtually no damage to us, which is nice. And now I feel like our best course of action here is probably just to Earth Power. So we're just going to fire off an Earth Power and see what he wants to do. He does stay in as we get the Earth Power, which is nice. Does do quite a bit of damage to that thing, as he is packing Thunderbolt. So he is a purely special set, it looks like. And the rain is going to end. So that does way too much damage to us. He's probably Assault Vest, if I had to guess, based on this damage output. So that's bad news. I feel like we can't lose. The rain is over, so we can't afford to lose Politoed here. This thing just seems to have too good of coverage into our squad, unfortunately. So we may have to end up losing something to this thing. I feel like, how do we want to play this? I feel like we really don't have a great answer right now to this thing, aside from giving this thing something, which we might have to. I don't want to give it. The problem is I don't want to give it anything because everything seems to be too valuable. But I think something is going to have to. We're going to have to give something to this thing because we can't take. Although we do actually. We can't afford to lose Politoed because that's our rain setter. So let's go Kingdra. This might be a mistake, but I feel like Kingdra is too weak at this point, so we may just have to sack off Kingdra to try and get something else going with another Pokemon. So that's what we'll do. We're barely going to survive the Stealth Rock damage on the switch in, as he is going to go for a Flash Cannon, just in case we decided to switch. Doesn't matter, though, because Kingdra goes down either way. I don't think Politoed could have taken one of those anyway. So yeah, that sucks. We go down to 5 Pokemon. I feel like... How do we want to play this? Hisuian Gudra is definitely a big problem for our team, as I see. So the question is, how do we really want to play this? I think... I mean, I guess we could come back in with Politoed to reset the rain. We could come in with Rhydon. See, the problem is not much of our team outspeeds this thing. I kind of want to just come in with Politoed to reset the rain one more time and then maybe get like an Earth Power off on this thing or something. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's give that a try. So we'll do that. We'll come in with Politoed. We take the Stealth Rock damage, and we're not going to survive another round of Stealth Rock damage, I don't think, with Politoed. So I guess the best we can do is just Earth Power and hope we can take... I don't think we're going to take this thing out from that range, although it's going to be close. But we're just going to fire off the Earth Power anyway as we do go for it. And it's not enough, unfortunately, to take the Gudra out. It does do good damage, but then he goes Flash Cannon again. Takes the Politoed out, knocking us down to 4 Pokemon. So the Hisuian Gudra is definitely working us over here. The only potential saving grace that we have here, I think, is Overquill, and although I think it's definitely premature of us to go into Overquill here, but I think we need to... do it anyway. So we'll go in with the Overquill. Now, we can't really set up with Overquill. That's the thing, is we can't really set up with it right now as we take some Stealth Rock damage, as much as I would love to. So I feel like our best course of action here is just to go for a Crunch, so that's what we're going to do. We know we outspeed this thing, and so yeah, we will get rid of the Hisuian Gudra with a Crunch here. We do get the speed reduction off the Gooey, which doesn't really matter too much, I guess. But we get rid of the Hisuian Gudra, we knock him down to 5. We take some Life Orb damage as well. But yeah, the Hisuian Gudra really did a lot of work to our team, unfortunately. So now he's going to come in with Zapdos. And so I think what we want to do here... how do we want to play this? I think we'll come in with Forretress, because I don't know how much more Forretress is doing for us this game. So we'll come in with Forretress to try and scout, maybe. I mean, we could also come in with Rhydon alternatively. I don't think we're going to get a chance to Rapid Spin this game. It'd be nice if we get a chance to set some hazards up, but I don't know the logistics behind that either. How do we want to do this? If he goes for the fighting move and we switch into Rhydon, that would be terrible, so I don't really want to do that. So we'll just have to come in with Forretress here. It may end up being a sack play, but it just kind of is what it is. So we'll come in with Forretress here, see what happens. We do take the Stealth Rock again, and he does go close combat, so it's a good thing we didn't go Rhydon. He does crit us, which is unfortunate, and he takes some defense drops there. And yeah, that's going to knock out the Forretress, obviously, knocking us down to 3 Pokemon. So he may actually be, the fact that KO'd us so easily, he might actually be choice itemed. So, you know what, we're behind the 8-ball now. I think we really only have one real chance in this game. And so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and switch in with the Overquill as we take more Stealth Rock damage. And I think really our only chance is we're going to go ahead and pop our Terra into a Terra Flying so we resist the fighting move and hope that we don't take a lot of damage. We could do, and then Swords Dance. I think that's probably our only hope at this point, is if we can get either some sort of reverse sweep or some big damage going. Although even so, I feel like we still take way too much damage from this thing's close combat, but we really just kind of have to try it. I mean, we're in a bad way, so I think we really just have to try that, so that's what we're going to do. He actually does switch, okay. So we didn't have to Terra there, but we did. And so what does he switch in with? It is going to be the Volcanion, so that's kind of okay. So here we go. We're going to see how this plays out. We are going to bust our Terra out here, and we're going to go Terra Flying on the Overquill. So that was kind of a bust, although we finally got to use our Terra on Overquill, and we go for a nice little Swords Dance, which is going to give us a nice +2 in our physical attack. So question is, can we take this thing out with a +2 attack, plus Life Orb boost? We're going to Poison Jab, and we're going to find out. So we know we outspeed because of Swift Swim, +2 Life Orb, Poison Jab. Not enough. Unfortunately, not enough to get rid of that Volcanion as he goes for Steam Eruption, takes us out. So that was a big bust, unfortunately. If we would have been able to get a Hazard up there, really would have helped us, but unfortunately that was not the case. So that was that. There pretty much goes our game. Our hope of winning the game had just pretty much went up in smoke with the Overquill there. So yeah, not much we can do about that. So we do come in with the Vikavolt as we take the Stealth Rock damage, and I think we might just lose to Volcanion actually. Unfortunately, we're just going to click Thunder here, as yeah, he just outspeeds us and Steam Erupts, and we can't take it. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be all she wrote for us here. So yeah, not a very good showing, but yeah, our team just had an abysmal matchup on paper against Joey's in this one. So we come in with our Rhydon, it's our last Pokemon, and we know this thing's going to outspeed us, and we know we can't take a Rain boosted Steam Eruption, that's for sure, X4 weak. So we lose the Rhydon there, and that is going to be game. So we are going to lose that one 5-0 to JoeyFontaine. Pretty disappointing showing there. Our team, I think, was wildly mismatched on paper against his. You can't really, unfortunately, when you play Joey, you just have to kind of expect him to bring like the top level of whatever tier you're playing him with. So if you have mixed or lower tier Pokemon, it's not going to work out too well. But yeah, our Rain team did not really fare very well in that one, but it is what it is. I suppose Joey got his revenge for after we busted his ass the last time, but so the seesaw swings in the game of Pokemon. So, but yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So thanks for watching it, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, this is going to be the last match that I post with this team. I'll be honest with you guys, I was pretty disappointed with this team. I had higher hopes for this squad, and unfortunately it did not perform very well. I don't think the Overquill team, Overquill turned out to be kind of a bust of a Pokemon, for me anyway. Yeah, some of it was bad luck, some of it was being mismatched on paper, but some of it was just the team just not performing the way that I had hoped it would perform. But it is what it is. That does happen sometimes in the game of Pokemon that we play. But yeah, I am definitely going to be putting this team to the side for now, and then next time, I'm not sure what I will have for you guys, but I will have something else to battle for you guys next time. So stay tuned for that. That's it, and we'll see you next time.